So I just
I'll
wanted
tell
to.
the whole story. How much time we
Yeah,
got?
yeah.
He's on YouTube.
Really. So I'm trying to document. People always have bad impression about Africa and Nigeria. So just met someone here, and he just kind of brightens my day, telling me about his experience visiting Nigeria and being in Africa. So just kind of give you a little bit of maybe you hear from somebody else. Not think I'm the one telling the story that have actually visited Nigeria and then their experience. And he's born here, so I'm gonna let him talk a little bit about his experience visiting Nigeria. Okay.
Hi, my name is Elgie Young. Everybody calls me LG Evidence Young, and you can find me on Facebook. And this young lady came in with her family to this restaurant that we're at called State Fair, and I heard the accent. They were talking, and I immediately recognized it as Nigerian. And I had the opportunity to live there some years ago, and I had the best time ever. I actually was there, supposed to be there for only 30 days in Abuja, and I just fell in love with Nigeria, and I extended my stay to 6 months. And honestly, if it hadn't been for my kids, I probably wouldn't. I would still probably be there. I had to come home. And I'm going to tell you, first of all, stop watching television and stop believing what you see when it comes to Nigeria. It is the complete opposite of what's being depicted. Sure, there are, good places, bad places, but you have that everywhere. But my overwhelming experience with Nigeria was positive. I met some of the nicest people in the world. I had the best food. Back then, I had lost about 25 pounds because all the food there is natural. I had no pizza. I had no pork. And so my body went back to its natural state. And people, when I came back to the States, people said, man, you look like you're about 30 years younger. Yes. Because the food is very, very healthy. Yes. I developed a lot of good friendships there. Most of my friends are Nigerian. Most of them are Igbo. Some are Yoruba. And I had the pleasure of actually meeting the high chief there in Abuja. And he gave me an Igbo name. So all my Nigerian friends, they call me Chukwemeka. And I love that name. I'm very proud of it. I know what it means. And I was just sharing with this young lady and her family that I had a chance to travel to many, many places in Nigeria. I was in Port Harcourt, known as PAC or River State. I spent a lot of time in Akija and Lagos, which has a lot of people, by the way. I spent a lot of times in Benin, Owerri. I spent some time even in Jos and Kano. My favorite place was Calabar, where I had an opportunity to try the palm wine. I had bushmeat. Guys, let me tell you, I love roasted fish. I love roasted fish. I actually came back to the United States trying to duplicate the recipe. I couldn't do it, right? It was so healthy. It was so good. And so my favorite foods are okra soup, pepper soup, jollof rice, suya.
Oh, wow.
Almost all the Nigerian foods I can eat with no problem.
Wow.
But my favorite drink of all time is that palm wine. If we could just get that palm wine here in the United States.
So
yeah.
you drank palm wine?
I did. I had bushmeat too.
What?
Yeah, I did. I had tried everything. I had even snail. It was so good. It was so good. I was in heaven. I'm telling you, I didn't want to come back. I was having so much fun. So stop believing that stuff. Go see for yourself. After the election is over, make it a point and just go and check things out for yourself. Stop believing all this other negative stuff because it's simply not true. I was sharing with this lady, I still have a bank account there. I actually went in my wallet and I said, let me just prove to you that I spent some time there. And I pulled out some Naira. Now I got a lot more of this at home. I just keep this in my wallet as proof because this is where I got it from. I got it from Nigeria. All right? I've got a lot of this. Well, I say a lot. I mean, it's a lot to me. Anyway, I met that high chief there, and he says, listen, I think you're going to do a lot of good things for people, but when you come to Africa, when you come to Nigeria specifically, your name is no longer Elgie Young. That's my American name. He says from now on you're going to be known as Chukwemeka.
Chukwemeka.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I met you, Chukwemeka, to share this experience. And I think when people just need to have the awareness about Nigeria. I think sometimes they think Africa, what we experience in this country regarding the misconception about Africa is so wrong. So being able to visit this restaurant, I don't know him. He's a total stranger that I met, but when he heard our answer, we just came in here to celebrate my daughter's birthday. Today is her
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday.
And then so we came to this. We are in Sugarland, Texas, and we came to this Slate Fair kitchen. And then so when he heard us, he came to us, which is one of the things about Africa. We're very friendly. You know, for him to approach us, that's, you know, you can't do that much in this country. You can't just see people just approach them. They will get real scared or something. But he came to us, approached us, and were able to embrace us. So, and knowing that the way he talked to us means that he became like a brother.
Thank you.
And that's really what we do. Because most people see us, they look at us like they're still thinking that we live on a tree, that we don't have houses,
That's laughable.
that we don't have any
listen,
roads.
sister.
And I'm trying to take people to Nigeria, try to have them, they keep thinking that we live in the bush. But Lagos, I'm glad you spent time in Abuja. Abuja is actually one of the most progressive city you can meet, you know, you can visit, really. Don't worry about what's going on in our country that seems like we are not together, but we have a lot of progress. So I'm glad to have him share the experience. I'm hoping you come back, you go back to Nigeria.
I will.
And then take your friends, and then take her. You know, I know
Oh
you
yeah,
want
my
to go.
wife. Absolutely.
Take your wife, because I know when you, and I hope you were not scared when you was there, because that's one of the things people do. They think, oh, it's all the way back in Africa, but it's really fun. But if you go, you don't even want to come back, just like he said. And they're so friendly. I'm not saying that we don't have crime, which is everywhere. Like people in Nigeria, they think all we do here is just shoot people. But that's the bad conception, because it's not everywhere. There are some good places, there are some bad places. So every area you live in has good or bad. So I'm glad to meet someone that can share great experience, and thank you for sharing. That was really...
I'm a real person. You can look me up on social media. And you were talking about, poor and then the wealthy. Listen, I met some of the wealthiest people in the world in Nigeria. I was in billionaires' homes. I mean, real ones.
Yes.
Homes that are 50, 60,000 square feet.
Yes.
Living rooms that stretched that would seat 100 people easily. They were so nice to me. They were down to earth. No, they weren't braggadocious. They were just normal. And I was just blown away, because a lot of times you see arrogance with that. A lot of times people are narcissistic. No, totally different. There's a lot of wealth there. You just don't see it.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing. And then you guys, I just wanted to share a different experience, because I'm always on social media talking about Nigeria. I display a lot of African culture, which we are very strong in Houston. When people think, oh, we are just over here showing off, that they don't have it in Nigeria, they will do. Nigeria is a very great country to visit. So I hope you try to visit Nigeria, and let me know if you want to visit so I can hook you up on how to go to Nigeria, okay? All right, thank you.